we made it to New Mexico!
Yes, and more specifically the northwest corner of New Mexico, which is heavily influenced by the ancient Native American cultures, which were the Apache, the Dene, or Navajo as a lot of people know them, and then also the Hopi. And those tribes kind of mixed together and are kind of known as the Ancestral Puebloans, which led to the Puebloan culture, and they just have a lot of really cool stuff like that around here.
So in this video we're going to be exploring some of their ancient ruins, but this area is also known for some otherworldly rock formations.
Yes, and that is why we are here at our first stop, which is the Angel Peak Badlands, and they are super cool. They remind me a lot of our time in Petrified Forest National Park. Some really cool badlands there too.
Yeah, some really gorgeous, colorful badlands and some really cool rock formations. And we're gonna do a short little hike here in a moment, and we're gonna look at it from top of the rim.
Yep.
This here is Angel Peak right behind me, and it sits at almost 7,000 feet of elevation. And you can see it for miles. There's plenty of overlooks along the road, but if you want to, you can also drive to the campground, which by the way is for free. And there is a short little trail that you can follow. It's about a mile out and back, and then you get really close to the peak, and it's really cool. And if you want to, you can actually also drive down into the Badlands and explore some more, but we're staying on top of the rim today.
We made it to our next picturesque and otherworldly landscape after this morning, and it took a while to get here because it is down a long dirt road, and you definitely are going to need at least high clearance, and depending on the conditions you might even need some four-wheel drive. But this is the Valley of Dreams, and it actually leaves the BLM area and gets you onto Navajo Nation land. So be extra respectful, since the Navajo Nation allows us to come and check out this amazing place, which is like a mix between the White Ghost hoodoos in Grand Staircase and Goblin Valley of Goblin Valley State Park.
You guys, we found some petrified wood, and it is so beautiful. What an absolutely magical and mystical place. It is absolutely breathtaking here. It feels so otherworldly, and I can definitely see why this is a sacred place to the Dene people. It feels just absolutely spiritual here. Some of the coolest rock formations we've ever seen. There's going to be like kind of 3 sections. The first one is kind of like an entrance section, like a foyer or an amuse-bouche, where you get a little bit of a taste of everything. Then the second section right here is the one where you can see the 3 wise men. And then the last section is the largest section. That's where the alien throne rock formation is. And bring a lot of time for yourself to just kind of explore and take them all in. You'll see coolest rock formations, you'll see petrified wood, and it's absolutely beautiful. But this is gonna conclude our first day here in the area, and we're gonna see you tomorrow.
We made it to our next stop, and we told you we're going to have otherworldly scenery and a lot of Native American historical areas, and this is one of them. We are at the Aztec Ruins National Monument, and it is so cool. So the Ancestral Puebloans built this area in a period of about 30 years, and it at one point housed over 400 different rooms for families and things like that. So it's very extensive and very cool. And if you stop by the visitor center, they give you a little bit more information to do a nice little walking tour as you're going through the ruins.
We are here in front of the Great Kiva, and the purpose of this building is a little bit unclear, but it is believed that it was maybe a gathering place for different clans or a place for religious ceremonies. And because this is a spiritual place, we're not really allowed to be very loud in there. So we're going to be very quiet and we're going to take a look at it. But what we're going to see is we're going to see a fire pit in there. We're going to see different pits. And then in this one, which is very special, we also see some rooms up at the top, 15 different ones. And it is not quite clear why they are there, but they believe it might be for the ancestor spirits in there. So follow me.
So it's mostly on a paved trail that takes you around the ruins, but there is a spot where you get to actually go into the ruins a little bit, which is where we are now. And we learned that even though there are some restoration efforts, approximately 90% of all the buildings are fully original.
besides these amazing ruins, scientists also have found a bunch of artifacts here in those ruins. So they range from like arrowheads to pottery to like jewelry, and it's really cool. You can actually take a look at them inside the museum. And the other thing that they concluded from this is they have found similar artifacts at Mesa Verde and at Chaco. And so they were able to conclude that people actually, like traveled from place to place and took, things with them and had cultural exchange. This was such an awesome place to explore, but tomorrow we're actually gonna go further back in time and we're going to visit the Chaco Cultural Historic National Park.
We made it to the Chaco Culture National Historic Park, and it is so cool. We just got to the first couple of ruins here, and we can already tell that it's going to be amazing. Now, these Chacoan ruins are a little bit older than the ruins we saw yesterday, but they are very impressive, and we are just getting started, so it's going to be fun to see the rest of them.
Don't touch. So Aztec Ruins yesterday was really cool. I really appreciated the museum and the audio tour and everything, but this place here is insane. So you're driving up to the trailhead and it's a scenic drive, and there's multiple settlements along the way that you can, like either see from the car or you can walk up to. And this was like a metropolis back then. It's insane, like how many settlements there are, how large they are. We are now on the way to like the Pueblo Bonito. We're first going to do the overlook where we can see it from the top, and then we're gonna go down and actually explore it like from the ground level. And I'm really excited for it because it is a massive structure. It is 4 to 5 stories tall. It had over 600 rooms, and it just looks absolutely massive and so cool.
Come check this out. So these are called pecked basins. So the native peoples carved out these little basins, these little bowls in the rock up here, so that way they could catch extra rainwater, because obviously water is scarce in this area, and they did everything they could to collect it. So really cool to see that.
All right, Eric, we made it to the end of the trail, so tell me all about it.
So the trail is super fun. It starts off with a bit of a scramble and like you're really tight between the rocks there, but once you get through that, it's not sketchy at all. It's a super easy, nice hike just along the rim, which gives you great views of the valley below and some of the settlements, more specifically the end here, Pueblo Bonito, which is massive, and I'm really excited to see it. But you also see some other things along the way, some other artifacts, and then some old fossils, so just overall a great trail.
This is Kinkletso here behind me. It is from the early 1100s. It is one of the younger buildings here in the park, and there are two reasons why we know that. The first reason is that it actually has a rectangular floor plan, so not the D-shaped floor plan that we know from Pueblo Bonito. The other thing is the masonry style. This masonry style with like brick on brick, rather than having like smaller rocks to shimmy in between, is the more modern style that we also see at Aztec or at Mesa Verde.
We're in one of the ruins along the scenic route. It is one of the great houses, and they kind of restored some of the plaster here so you can see what it looked like back in the day. But something else you might notice is there's these holes in the wood here, and that's where they actually bored into the wood to get a core sampling so they could see how old the wood was when it was chopped down, and also use some carbon dating so they could know exactly when that tree started growing and how old it was when they cut it down, and identify the year that this was actually built, which is super neat.
Wow!
That was really cool, and we are now on that long dirt road we talked about before, and we are headed back to camp. We'll see you there.
Hi, girlies.
Poor girls. Poor girlies.
Well, we got in some dog cuddles now, and the girlies just wanted to say hi one more time on camera. But this concludes our video here in the Four Corner area.
Yes, and it was really special. I will give a bit of advice for you guys. If you want to come out here and explore some of the things in the area, give yourself plenty of time because everything is pretty spaced apart, so it takes a while to get to the areas, but they are well worth exploring.
Yes, we think this is a super underrated area of the United States, but it is well worth it to visit. It is obviously heavily inspired by Native American history and culture. The rock formations are just gorgeous, and it really is worth it to take the time and to explore the area.
Absolutely. So we will see you guys in the next video.
Yes, and if you've made it this far, as you know,
hit the like, hit the subscribe, and that bell for all the notifications and updates on our upcoming videos.
See you next time.
Next time. We made it to the it's called the Chaco
Culture
Cultural
Historical Park.
Okay. We made it to Chaco
We
Chaco
made it.
culture.
We made it to the Chaco Cultural National Historic Park. I'm doing this now because Eric has been trying to say it and he can't do it. Now he's gonna take over the talking head.
I'm gonna say it. We made it to the Chaco National. You are messing me up now. Now you're messing me up.
I am not messing
Chaco
you.
Cultural National Historic Park.
You didn't say culture. Okay.
Yep. Gonna redo that. Ready?